Girlfriend ridicules me for playing. Advice please. Total mode 4930. I didn't expect this. I was just scrolling through my homepage to see if there's anything interesting to talk about, right? And I saw loads of interesting stuff. Like my hair. It looks kind of weird. Like for me in the camera, it looks like I got like a curtain thing going on, but I don't know how to fix it, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I think the worst part is that you're playing Rainbow Six Siege, because that's just not a good thing to do for your, like, your whole being. Your mental health, your physical health, right? Any health. But all jokes aside, this is mostly gonna be about the fact that video games are more frowned upon than a lot of other hobbies. I think the only one that's maybe worse is anime, but we'll get into all of that, okay? Let's read this context first. Hey, burner account for privacy. Yes, this is a bit of a personal post, but looking for advice. Or maybe someone who's had a similar experience. Sorry, I'm still not over the fact that this is on a Rainbow Six Siege subreddit. But then again, hey, if you're having trouble, the R6 community can be really nice. It's a bit of a 50-50. Whenever I play, I get into a match, and sometimes you get the most racist, weird guy you've ever met in your life, and other times you get the coolest dude you'll ever meet online, and it's just like, you know, it's a gamble, whatever you're gonna get. I'll keep this brief. My GF and I have been together for 1.5 years. We have a good relationship on the whole, and we spend a lot of time together. In my downtime, and also when we aren't properly hanging out, she might be doing something in the other room. I love playing Siege, and video games in general. However, when my girlfriend catches me playing Siege, she ridicules and disparages me. In a past relationship, the same thing happened too. Maybe it's just frowned upon, but I would appreciate my partner being open-minded about these things. And maybe even show interest too. Do these people even exist? Wondering if this is something other guys have come across and what you did about it. Any girlfriend I've had was never looking down at me for playing video games, or at least they never showed that they did. I don't know what it is with video games where people just hate it, like they feel it's childish or something, but it's like any other hobby. Now, for sure you can get addicted to them, but I think you can get addicted to loads of stuff. But think about it like this, right? For anyone who isn't right into the whole video game stuff and thinks it's a weird hobby. We all love reading books. People love reading books. I like reading books. Saying it weird, books. Anyway, you're reading a story, right? Let's assume you're not reading like a self-help book, because then there's like a clear purpose behind it. But let's say you're reading a story, right? Couldn't then most of the arguments against video games be made as well? Right? You're reading something that's not real. It's not really adding to your life. But you could make arguments like my vocabulary is being expanded, and I like immersing myself into a world where I don't have to think about real life, right? Real stress. But video games have a similar thing to that, right? Let's use Siege as an example, but it can be loads of different games that have also some different arguments. Siege is gonna help with stuff like reaction time. For me, it's helped a lot with composure, because you can get really mad, but you just like kind of calm yourself down and be like, hey, no reason to be raging at all this, it's just a video game. There's definitely a social aspect. Siege is of course a multiplayer game, so you can play with friends or with randoms that then you meet, and then they turn out to be really cool people. Which, like I said before, might be a bit of a gamble, but hey, it can happen. And not only that, it's a way to, you know, spend some time and to not think about bad stuff, right? Maybe your life is really stressful, you just want something to focus on that isn't, right, your tough situation. Then something like video games is really good, because they have a way of like really immersing you into something, so that then you don't have to think about stuff, right? You can really focus on trying to get better, trying to get a better rank, or having as much fun as you can with your friends, or really trying to win, whichever way you like to play. But then therefore that's just a way of you killing time, where someone might do something else instead. You know, it only becomes a problem when it either really ruins your mood, like you get really upset, and then you like react that onto other people or your setup or whatever. And we're not talking about a simple desk slam. Anybody does a little bam every once in a while. But I mean like genuinely being mad, right, the rest of the evening after playing Siege, then of course, right, there needs to be some changes. But if you're just killing time, there's not a big deal. I was thinking of finding some heartfelt games I could share with her to try to move her away from blunt prejudice of an entire artistic medium. But if those are shunned too, I think I will feel even more down about this. Any advice is much appreciated. Now, there's a lot of comments about people saying a whole lot of different stuff, and the consensus is mostly that if someone can't respect the way you spend your time, then is that really a good relationship? Because he starts by saying, we've been together for 1.5 years and we have a good relationship on the whole. But is that really the case, right? If someone judges you for what you do in your free time, is that that than a good relationship. Because with a lot of these things, it's not about the isolated thing. It's about the whole principle of what she is doing. Maybe she likes watching TV series, but couldn't you make a bunch of arguments that that's a stupid hobby then as well? Or why not just do something in real life? Why do you have to focus on something that isn't real? Why do you get invested into something that's fake? But it's fun. It's fun to watch TV shows. It's fun to play video games. And as long as it's not bleeding into your life or preventing you from being productive and doing stuff that you need to do, then what does it matter? It's not illegal, right? It's not like he's bothering other people, because then of course it would be a different story, but that's not what's going on. I feel the same way about anime, because I used to look down upon it actually as well, right? Before I learned that that is actually really, really stupid. It's like you're just watching a story, but it's drawn and it's Japanese, or maybe you watch a dub, right? You're just watching a story, right? Instead of a regular TV series, it's just anime, but it comes down to the same thing. Now, of course, it's a little bit different if you're watching those animes where it's like half-naked children and they say like, oh, but it's 1,000 years old, okay? So it's not actually a child. Okay, dude. Sure. Whatever. I think it's very stupid that she's looking down upon you for how you spend your free time. Like, it would be different, right? This is kind of coming down to the points I was making before, if it starts interfering with your together time. But she's doing something else in another room, and I don't know what she's doing, but whatever hobby it is, right, you could make the same type of arguments. But I'm not saying you should, because then you just stoop down to her level, and then it's fire with fire, and then that just creates more fire, and that's not going to help anyone. But you shouldn't stop, right? Because then you're just going to be changing yourself just to please her. And there's a difference between, you know, taking someone's feelings into account, right? Making sure that you're not deliberately upsetting someone, and just changing your whole person, right? Video games are part of your identity. It's something you do. It's something you like to do. So if she doesn't like that, or if she thinks that's all stupid and stuff, then she can find a different man. And I know that's a little bit dramatic, but it's, like I said before, it's about the principle. It's not about the fact that she doesn't like video games, because that's in itself not a very big thing. But the fact that she's looking down on you for having actually a pretty normal hobby, that's kind of where the problem lies. If your partner makes fun of you for a hobby, whatever that may be, you have, I am sorry, but she's not right for you. You deserve better. I don't like to just walk away. If this is just coming from a place of ignorance and we could chat about it, but I'm finding it difficult now and feeling slightly ashamed of myself for spending downtime gaming. As this happened in a previous relationship too, I'm starting to think that I am expecting too much from my partner to be understanding of wanting to spend free time gaming. I don't know why I read it exactly. Everybody knows that's supposed to be time. But you're selling yourself short here, because no, it's a very normal expectation to have someone at least not judge you for your hobby. She doesn't have to like it. She doesn't even have to understand it. But that's not the point. It's just her accepting that it's a hobby, and that's fine. It's not a weird expectation to not want to be judged for your hobby, okay? That's not weird at all. And he says that as well, right? Feel slightly ashamed. Don't you dare feel ashamed for something that makes you happy and you enjoy. You are not harming anyone. If your partner can accept that, leave. I am expecting too much. You aren't. Yeah, and I do want to reiterate, maybe it's a little extreme to just walk away. But then again, if you start to feel shame for spending your own time. You're a grown man. You can spend your own time however you want. Right? Like the person said, you're not harming anyone. You're just spending your own time as your own person. Right? How do you expect that to work long term? Like, let's say you guys stay together for years and you get married and you get kids, if that's something you want, right? And you start living together, all the type of stuff. Are you just never gonna play video games again, right? If you're okay with that, sure, but it doesn't seem like you're okay with that because you enjoy gaming. And of course, you are afraid of losing your partner because you don't want to break up, because guess what? A breakup actually sucks a lot. And then you'll start to justify in your mind like, oh, maybe it's not that bad, or maybe I don't enjoy video games that much, or maybe I'm just expecting too much. But that's all not true. You're coping because you don't want to break up. But an exercise that I talked about last video actually is something that I think applies here as well. Pretend you're me, looking from the outside, reading this story. Detach yourself, pretend this is two other people that just happen to have the exact same situation, and then think of the feelings and the thoughts that enter your brain, right? Subconsciously. Don't add the cope. Don't add the cope, right? Just whatever comes up in you. Because to me, it's kind of like, That's kind of weird. Like, I don't know why she would do that. Like, if she doesn't want to understand that, well, yeah, then you're not gonna change yourself just because she's ignorant about a hobby. And I'm guessing that if you do this little exercise, you'd feel the same way. And then you know how you are probably supposed to feel. Because now you're in it, and it's tough to see an unbiased view. Because, of course, it's you we're talking about and your relationship. But the best thing you can do is be unbiased and understand how this looks from someone who isn't involved. And then you can create a more fair opinion to yourself, but maybe also the other person, right? I think that's a genuinely good tip for like anyone out there who is wondering, right, in a situation, what should I do? What should I feel? Try and pretend you are listening or reading this story, right, or what's happening in your life, and then pretend it's other people it's happening to and other people that are involved that you don't know. So you get an unbiased view. Then it's way easier to make the right decision. So, Mr. Total Mode, I recommend you do that as well. Please keep enjoying the video games. You know, and you are rare because you are enjoying Rainbow Six Siege, and that doesn't happen very often. But I'm kidding about that. Play whatever game you like. But that will do for today. Leave a like on the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Comment something. Maybe this wasn't the most interesting one I could find, but I just found it, I don't know, I don't want to say funny because the situation isn't funny. But I did find it funny that there was just something like this on the Rainbow Six subreddit. That just made me laugh. So I wanted to talk about it. Anyway, I really appreciate you. Thank you all so much for the support recently. I really appreciate each and every one of you. It's easy to just see numbers on the screen, but I take a moment to like think like, hey, these are all individual people. Like actually a person. Every number represents like one person. So I just wanted to take that moment to tell you that I'm grateful. But anyway, thanks for watching. Let's get out of here.